Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Patience, and in today's video I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful pant. So guys, if it's your first time coming across my video, please do me the favor to like, subscribe, and let's grow together. So in today's video, I'll be using 2 yards of Akara fabric, my scissors, my tape, and my ruler. So guys, I folded my anchor fabric into 2. We are working with the circumference of the waist, the hip, the crotch line, and the length of the pant. So guys, from the waist line to the length of my pant is 18 inches, which I marked as shown. So I went ahead to place my hip measurements also for my waist measurement, because I'll be using waistband for the pants. So for my waist to my hip measurement, it is 8 inches. And then to get my crotch measurement, I used the circumference of my waist, which is 11.5, and I added half of an inch to it, making it 12 for the length of my crotch, which is 12 inches. So I placed my waist measurement, which is 11.5, and then also the same 11.5 for my hip measurement. Then at the crotch line, I placed my lap measurement, which is 26. 26 divided by 2, it is 13. I placed it right in my crotch line. I also placed the lap measurement at the hem of my pants. So I decided to mark it as shown, guys. So I rule out all the measurements together from my waist to the hip line. From the hip line to the crotch line, I make a curve. From the hip to the crotch line, there is a slight curve. Then I rule it down to my length measurements. So I decided to cut everything, give it a good shape at the side, and cut it out with my scissors. For the back of the pants, also I'll be folding my fabric into 2 inch, a little bit wider than the front pattern. So for the back pattern, I folded my fabric into 2. I then placed the front pattern on top of the back pattern. So guys, before I forget, if you have watched this far, please like, share, comment. If there is anything you want to correct in this video, you are free to correct it. Let's grow together. So let's go back to what we are drafting. So I placed the front pattern on top of the back pattern. So guys, from the center back, I went up by 2 inches. So this depends on how curvy you are. If you are more curvy, you have to increase it, increase it up to 3.5 inches. So in this particular pattern, I'll be using 2 inches. So by the side, I went out by 1 inches. That's an allowance for me to sew the back and the front pattern. So at the other side, the crotch length of the back pattern, I went out by 1.5 inches. So I will be sewing in both sides of the pant. So 1.5 inches will be okay for the allowance. So I ruled everything out, connected all the measurements together. As you can see, I connected everything together, and I gave the back pattern a good shape. So at the center back, where I mark out 2 inches, I went up by 2 inches, sorry. I shaped it back to the waistline, the waistline of the pant. and then I ruled it out as seen. So that is all we have for this pattern. It's very simple, guys. If you really follow this pattern, you will understand it very well. So I went ahead to cut out all my patterns, the back pattern. So this is where I cut everything, started from the hem, the length. So guys, I went ahead to notch where my pocket will be ending. From the waistline to the length of my pocket is 8 inches. So I notched it because I want everything to align together. So I went ahead to cut out my waistband where I will be attaching my elastic. For the waistband, I will be cutting out a total of 46 inches, and I'll be adding 1 inch, which is 47, making it 47 for the allowance, because my hip measurement is the same as the waist measurement. So guys, I went ahead to cut out 47 inches. 47 inches for the waistband, and the height of the band is 5 inches, because my elastic band is a total height of 2 inches. So I cut out 5 inches because I'll be using half an inch from the both sides as my allowance for sewing, attaching the waistband to the pant. So guys, this is all we have. So the second thing we'll be doing is I'll be cutting out my pockets. Yeah, the pockets. I'll be measuring the pockets, which is the weight of the pockets is going to be 30 inches, and the length of it is going to be 30 inches as well. It can be 13, it can be 14, it can be 12 inches as you prefer. But the length of your pockets should all, for me, I prefer to use 13 inches. Maybe later I might cut some part of it out when I'm shaping the pockets. That is totally up to you guys. So you tell me in the comment section how you want your pockets, how you cut out your pockets, which length you use, the width of it. So I'll be in my comment section to see and read all your comments. So guys, this is all we have for this band. It's very simple, because I promise to always give you guys the simplest tutorials ever. So guys, this is all we have. So I will be going to the sewing machine. I will be off cameras and I will be putting everything together, and I will show you guys the final look. So guys, this is the final look of the tutorial. Hope you watched to this very extent. Thank you and bye bye. See you in my next video. Bye.